Kelly Doherty, and I am a Jamberry independent consultant, and I was going to share with you today some information about the different Jamberry finishes for the nail wraps and how it affects their heat time and their application. Alright, I'm going to take my glasses off because not everyone loves Three's Company as much as I do and lives in 1981 today, apparently. But anyway, we'll start with the clear wraps. The clear wraps, they heat up and behave just exactly like the tints. So if you have a clear or a tint, it's going to be the same. So what I'm going to do each time is I'm going to heat it up. We're going to take a look at that, and then I'm going to stretch it, and we'll see how it responds. So here we got this puppy. Whoop. And it is clear, and we're going to hold it in front of our heater. And after a few seconds, it starts wobbling. And you see as it starts to wiggle, it's definitely, and now it's curling up. The clear wraps heat up, I find, about at the same pace as the gloss wraps. And if you see, if I had put that on and I was pulling it to pull and stretch my application, it's not super stretchy. So that's your frame of reference there, is that the clear and the tints, I think, both heat up very similarly to the glossies. So we're going to heat up a glossy wrap next. This is the orange arrow. So we're going to heat up this bad boy next. And you watch it do its thing. And there it goes. Just about 3 to 5 seconds, which is what the Jamberry application video recommends. It's plenty warm. And let's see how stretchy it is. It's pretty stretchy. So I would say that the gloss wraps might actually be a little bit stretchier than the tints. Now we are moving on to the matte wraps. Now, matte wraps seem to give people some trouble. They look awesome when they're on, and but they do show your bumps a little bit more. So you will see maybe why that is when we heat it up. So we're going to heat this bad boy up, and maybe 1, 2. Already at 2 seconds, it's curling. So what have we figured out? The matte wraps heat up quickly. So they heat up real quickly, and they are stretchier. So lesson learned there. When you're going to apply a matte wrap, you can do it actually a cold application if you want. You can set it on your finger where you want it and then heat it up and stretch it and start your application. The 1, 2, 3 is what I recommend, where you'd heat up the middle and then heat up each side for your application. Because again, the matte wraps, they heat up quickly and they are very stretchy. Now, so far, the clear, the tint, and the glossy, and the matte wraps, also, they all retain heat at about the same rate. So I would definitely do at least 1 or 2 fingers before you go back to file, to make sure that they're cooled in plenty of time. So now we've moved on to a metallic wrap. The metallic wraps are silver on the back. And here we go. We're going to heat that up. My little friend just strolled in the kitchen. It rolls up almost instantly. And that's a thumb, so that's a big one to get that hot that quick. So you can see that the metallic wraps heat up quickly. They heat up real fast. They are about as stretchy as the gloss wraps, the regular finish. But they do retain their heat a lot longer than some of the others, in my experience. So I would make sure that you do, when I do metallics, I like to do at least 3 or 4 fingers at a time before I go back to file. Because if you file while they're still hot, they're going to get frayed and bubble and lift. So metallics, they heat up quickly. Again, they heat up real fast. So you really need to hit them with just a tiny bit of heat, enough to get it stuck down. If you're doing the 1, 2, 3 method, to stick down in the middle, then heat up each side as we go. So then we move on to the satin wraps. The satin wraps also heat up quickly. I think they behave much like the metallics. So there we go. Alright, it's not wiggling for some reason, but it is real floppy. So they heat up about as quickly as the metallics, and I find them to be a little bit stretchier because it seems like they're not quite as thick. They're a little bit thinner. I would say that they are about as stretchy as the matte wraps, and as they heat up as quickly as the metallics. Why I'm talking about how stretchy they are is because I'm a big fan of the pull and stretch, where you push down at the end and stretch it down over your finger to help you get a real smooth application on that center part of your nail. But if you don't know how stretchy a wrap is, you're going to pull too hard and make your design all wonky if it is stripes or polka dots or something. Wonky is the technical term there. Alright, so there we have a sparkle. The sparkle wraps are metallic on the back, so they're going to heat up quickly. Not quite as quickly as just the plain metallics, but they do heat up real nicely. And they are, they are not nearly as stretchy as the rest, I find. So I think that the metallics are some of the thicker wraps that we do. The sparkles are some of the thicker wraps that we do. So when you're doing your pull and stretch with those, you can really yank it and get a nice smooth application there. Last, it's not a finish, but it's a style, the glow in the dark wraps. If you have tried to apply them already, you are probably have already recognized that they are very thick. So there it goes. But it's still real thick feeling and not nearly as stretchy as some of the other wraps. So I would definitely do the Jamberry 1, 2, 3, the 3 heating with these, because you're going to tell it's just not as pliable. So you're going to get your center application there. You're going to want to heat it up again, pull and stretch, and then heat both sides and really smooth those out. Pull the corners and pull and stretch those puppies to get a nice application. That is everything I know about all the different finishes and how stretchy or heat resistant they are. So I hope that gives you a little bit of information. If you have any questions about any particular wrap that you are struggling with your application for, send me a message. So that's the international language for send me a message. So send me a message and I'll be happy to help you, and maybe even send you a sample of a couple of those styles to let you experiment a little bit. All right, thanks so much for watching. Take care.